Second take, hindsight is 2020. I'm Jared Vinoversky. Daryl, your boy Josh Freeman just got picked up by the Minnesota Vikings.
Terrible. But I got two words for you. Mike Glennon.
Mike who?
Mike Glennon
Mike
from
who?
NC State.
Mike who? Come on, man. Welcome to Second Take, ladies and gentlemen. In today's episode, 3 Matt Schaub interceptions, 6 Patriots points, and a 9th comeback win for Andrew Luck. But we begin today with the Broncos and Cowboys. The 7.5-point underdog Cowboys jumped off to a 14-0 start, and from there it became a shootout. After Noshawn Moreno tied the game at 48 with just over 2 minutes to play, Romo became Romo and threw a pick that gave Denver the game-winning field goal as time expired. Even though Tony threw for 506 yards and Jared Jones called his performance his best ever, the Broncos improved to 5-0 and the boys fall to just 2-3. Daryl, was this a moral victory for your boy, Tony Romo? Or are the Cowboys in trouble?
I'm watching this game, yesterday on my couch. And it's going back and forth. Each team's going
great
back.
game.
Great game. Peyton's doing his thing. Tony's answering. But I just knew, deep down, that Tony Romo was going to be Tony Romo.
Exactly. It's the Cowboys and the Cowboys.
In a minute 24, they have a chance to go up, tied 48-48. Romo throws a pick in Denver territory.
I can't believe it.
Broncos go on.
The one day
touchdown,
I'm a Cowboys fan, they can't pull it off. But get this, it's the NFC East. So it's still up for grabs. You got the Eagles at 2-3, Cowboys at 2-3. Anyone can win it.
That division this year is probably the worst it's been in 10 to 15. They don't know
It almost is a moral victory because they know they can play with the best of the best, Peyton Manning and those guys. But
I don't like Jerry Jones coming out and saying it's a moral victory after a loss
Jerry's
like that.
being Jerry again.
But the most important fact of that game, 98 points from my fantasy quarterback from Tony Romo.
Is that your first win?
I needed it.
Is that your first
That's my second win. Thank you very much.
Okay.
I had Dez on the corner too with 44, put up 198 overall.
Okay. The Saints went on the road yesterday to play the Bears, where Drew Brees hooked up with Jimmy Graham as often as Tiger Woods used to when he went on the road. A lot. They left Chicago with a 26-18 win, which was Brees' first win in his career at Soldier Field. With Seattle losing to Indianapolis on Sunday, Daryl, are the 5-0 Saints the team to beat in the NFC?
You know, the Saints, they looked good in Chicago. They ended up beating the Bears 28-16. Forced a fumble on Cutler. Brees looked good. But I'm still going to have to go, Jerry, with the Seahawks. Their defense is better. They're going to get healthy. They've had some injuries up front and in the back and in the defensive backfield. But I still feel like they're an overall better team. You got to look at that NFC South. And if you look at the Falcons, the Panthers, and the Buccaneers, especially the Buccaneers, they always struggle in Tampa.
Have they won a game yet? Or they didn't lose this past week, so they're good on that one. I'd say the Saints. If they go into Seattle, they're not winning. If Seattle goes into New Orleans, they're not winning either. So right now, as I see it, whoever the Saints play the Patriots, so that's one game off that they're going to lose. So I'd probably take Seattle too. Yeah.
As ugly as the 6-time Super Bowl champion Pittsburgh Steelers have been this year, the rest of the teams in the AFC North, including your first place Cleveland Browns, yes, I said first place Cleveland Browns, all have a record with 3-2. However, as impressive as they've looked on Thursday night against the Buffalo Bills, Brian Hoyer is done for the season with a torn ACL. Jared, who do you give the edge to win the division? The Browns, the Super Bowl champion Ravens, or the Bengals?
Can I say I don't care? I honestly don't care who wins this division. I don't think any of these teams that come out on top are going anywhere in the playoffs. If I had to pick someone, I'd give it to the Ravens just because of their experience. They're defending champs. Brian Hoyer obviously is a stud quarterback, learning from Tom Brady, the Golden Boy. But we all know that he's out for the season now. I don't include the Browns in the playoffs, so I'd say probably toss up Ravens, maybe Bengals after their impressive win against New England. But I really don't care. Do you care?
I don't.
The Steelers are dead.
I agree with the Ravens pick. They're the defending Super Bowl champion.
Right.
But Flacco's been up and down. I don't trust him right now. Browns, I think they're 2 years away, and they traded their best player in Trent Richardson.
Right.
running back out of Alabama.
I don't
but
like them.
I'm going to go with the sleeper pick here.
Don't say the Steelers. Don't say the Steelers.
Steelers are done. They're 0-5. I'm going to go with the Bengals. AJ Green's a monster. He reminds me of Pitt State's 18. And Muhammad Sanu is my fantasy receiver, so I have to root for him.
Let's take a break. But coming up, Matt Schaub getting worse, Andrew Luck being the comeback kid once again.
And also, the horrible 0-5 start to the worst team in New York since the 2001 New York WNBA.
Just the turn of my heart. There's a chance we can make it now. We'll be rocking till the sun goes down. I believe in a big love.
Get ready. In a world full of competition, where men will strive for victory, join them on an epic adventure as the Gorillas lay down mayhem on the gridiron.
Everyone, meet Olive. Olive recently came out of the No? You mean none of those Facebook posts were yours? You left your computer alone and didn't log out? Next, you'll be writing your passwords down in one big book for anyone to steal. Log out first, then dance.
Second take. Hindsight is 2020.
Welcome back to Second Take. Now it's time for America's favorite game. What's the word?
What's the word?
We all know that Eli Manning looks like he is colorblind by throwing a league-leading 13 interceptions. The G-Men have yet to win a game this season. Their 0-5 start to the season is blank, Jared.
The 0-5 start to the season is terrible. Just terrible. In Charles Barkley terms.
As our late friend Charles Barkley
Yes,
would
exactly.
say.
But the G-Men, I mean, come on. You know I hate the G-Men. Just, I want to take a hammer
And
to
they won a
Eli's.
couple Super Bowls last
Yeah, they
few
did.
years.
I know. I cried. But anyways, they got Victor Cruz. They got Eli Manning, who's proves to be elite every night.
We all know
every
they
once
have
in a while.
talent. The New York Giants have talent. But here's the thing.
They're
The
trash.
New York media spent so much time dismantling the Jets and all their problems that we forgot to look at the Giants' no running game. They have no pass rush. And Eli Manning,
Defense is
I know
atrocious.
he's thrown a lot of interceptions, but he has not had a lot of time either.
The 12-4 Houston Texans from last year now have a 2-3 record to start the season and find themselves in third place in their own division. Large part of this is due to Matt Schaub and his way of literally throwing games away with a pick six in each of his last 4 games. Daryl, Matt Schaub should feel blank about being benched last Sunday.
You know, Jared, I'm going to go with the word relieved. I think he should feel relieved.
Relieved?
I really do. When you have a Houston restaurant naming a burger Pick Six.
I want to try that burger.
It looks pretty good. Great advertising, by the way. But the people of Houston are tired of the Schaub experiment. I don't think he's a franchise quarterback. There was rumors that that the Texans went after Manning a couple years ago in free agency, and maybe they should have now. But I really don't think Schaub's the guy, and I think that benching him last night against the Niners.
I think he should feel sick to his stomach. He's got all the weapons he needs. Andre Johnson, Arian Foster. He plays in the same division as the Jacksonville Jaguars. They should win the division just like that. I think he should feel sick to his stomach.
Jared, we stay in the same division, the AFC South, which is now led by the Indianapolis Colts. They have now beaten the 49ers and the Seattle Seahawks and moved to 4-1. Jerry, the Colts beating the Seahawks Sunday means?
I think the Colts beating the Seahawks Sunday means that they should be ecstatic. They should be jumping up and down. They just beat the 49ers. They beat the Seahawks. I mean, Andrew Luck, look at this kid. We want to sit here and talk about RG3, Russell Wilson, all these guys. Andrew Luck just beat our Russell Wilson. I mean, he really is the truth, and he's showing why he's the number 1 pick overall.
And I agree with that. I'm going to go with Andrew Lucky. And that's
2
why
words.
I say that.
2 words,
yeah,
okay.
2 words, 2 words. And that's why I say that. Seahawks rushed for over 200 yards against the Colts. Russell Wilson,
defense,
he's playing all right. The defense is still injured. There's some injuries up front from the Seahawks D-line that I'm kind of worried about. But the bottom line is, Marshawn Lynch goes over 100 yards. Russell Wilson goes over 100 yards. That sets off an alarm for me because in the playoffs, you're going to have to run the ball to win.
The Colts look
in
good, I'm
advance.
telling you. They could make a run
But
in
the
the playoffs.
Colts are improved, and we all picked them to take a step back, and they really haven't
Luck
so far
might
this year.
talk like a retard, but he surely doesn't play like one. And now, time for our Pick 6 predictions. Our Pick 6 means we each pick our own six teams that we think will win here in the next couple weeks. Daryl, you go first. What do you got?
My 6 teams that are going to win on Sunday. I got the Broncos at the Colts on the Sunday night game on NBC. I got the Chiefs over the Texans in Arrowhead. And the Bears travel to the nation's capital, but get the victory. My other 3 picks are the Bucks, obviously, beat the Falcons in Atlanta. Stick with me. Lions in Motown over the Bengals, and Rams in Tar Heel country over the Panthers.
Okay, I'm going to go with the Broncos. They're going to win.
Manning's
The Chiefs,
playing unbelievable.
Chiefs and Chopper. The Bears. The Lions against the Bengals. I'll take the Patriots.
Shocker.
Here's the real shocker. The Jacksonville Jaguars, #1, baby. Get their first win this season.
They get their first victory.
Against who else but Phillip Rivers and the Chargers.
Let's take a break, but coming up, the 2-minute countdown, including our MVP picks of the season so far.
And also, the Chiefs' 5-0 start to the season begs the question of if they will reach the double-digit wins on the season.
Hello there. Every American knows that U.S. pilots have the strongest passwords. But what makes them that way? American ingenuity, that's what. Here's the trick to it. Take a book, take a phrase from it, replace the spaces with numbers and symbols. That makes a password that's hard to crack and hard to forget. But the real security, that lies in changing your password regularly. I know.
Now time for happy birthday.
Go, Shorty, it's
On
your
October 20th,
birthday.
the happy 63rd birthday goes to Tom Petty. Simply put, one of the greatest artists of all time. Over his time, Tom has sold over 60 million albums, and in 2002, he was inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame in Cleveland, Ohio. For all of our viewers, put your lighters up. Tom, this one is for you.
There's only 2 Toms in this world, Tom Petty and Tom Brady. Let's go out now, go to happy anniversary. Also on the date of October 20th, 2004, the Boston Red Sox made history and overcame an 0-3 deficit, something that has never been done in baseball, and won the American League pennant over the New York Yankees. The Sox broke the curse of the Bambino and went on to win 3 World Series in 2004 against your St. Louis Cardinals, 2007, and eventually here in a few weeks in 2013.
So you're telling me there's a chance? Yeah!
Time for chance. Now, what do you think the chances are that the Denver Broncos go undefeated this year?
I'm going to be realistic and say 1%. I think the Chiefs will beat them in Arrowhead, and all that talk about going undefeated since the New England Patriots in 07 will be done. What do you think?
1%. I go the other 99%. And if they beat the Chiefs
What do you
in
wanna bet?
Arrowhead, they go undefeated.
Time for Who's Your Daddy? Daryl, who's your MVP of the season so far?
MVP, you gotta go Peyton Manning. 20 touchdowns, 1 pick, 1 rushing. It's beautiful.
I like it. That's the obvious pick, but I'm going to go with Andy Reid. When he's not eating KFC, he's doing a very good job coaching on the sidelines.
It's time for over-under. Over-under, Jared. Chiefs get to 11 victories.
I'm going to say slightly over. I'm going to give them 12 wins. I see them losing at the Broncos, maybe at home against the Colts, and maybe at the Redskins. Who do you got?
I go under. I give them 11. They go 6-5 down the stretch. They get the final wild card, but it's still a great year in Kansas City.
All right, now time for take your pick. This time we're moving to baseball. Who do you pick in the National League and the American League?
As much as it pains me to say this, I got the Boston Red Sox versus the Pittsburgh Pirates.
This is why I do the show with you. The Pirates. I got the Red Sox and the Dodgers, and your Cardinals losing tomorrow.
What to watch
What are you
for?
watching on TV tonight?
Usually don't watch TV unless if it's Breaking Bad on Netflix, but I'm going to go with American Horror Story on FX Season 3. What do you got?
I got Teen Mom 3. The marathon's on MTV this Friday night.
Teen Mom. You watch that stuff?
Third one.
Third one.
Good stuff.
That'll be it. We'll see you here next time in a couple weeks. Take care and good night, knuckleheads.